Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today we will be going over the new models for Shadowlands Alpha. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Over the last few days we've seen a load of new models such as weapons and different types of transmog items in for Shadowlands Alpha, and today we're going to be going over one. So without further ado, let's get into number one, which are the KYRIAN based transmogs. Now this one's actually pretty damn cool. I tend to like this one. It reminds me more or less of Titan-esque armor, so to speak. Now that would be pretty cool if we were able to weave that into the Titans, but I doubt it very much. But it's still in the realm of possibility. I do tend to like the wings on this model, and yeah, it's very, very Titan-y. Especially with like the bluish glow on the shoulder pads, so to speak. I do like the aesthetic around it, so like the helmet and all that jazz, where it's like a bit more, how would I say, framey, so to speak. And you can't actually see their face or anything. It's like literally everyone who would be wearing them would look exactly the same, and it kind of tends to go in quite well with that type of aesthetic towards the KYRIANs. Now coming in at number two, we have the VENTHYR, and this armor looks badass as hell. This is like a blood-inspired, vampiric, scourgy-esque armor set, and it's pretty damn awesome. I'm pretty certain I will be going with the VENTHYR. This looks pretty damn awesome, and yeah, this is the REVENDRETH set, so to speak, and this is pretty damn cool. I like on the back piece with the lanterns of like glowing red on the actual armor, and the gargoyles, so to speak, on the shoulder pads. I do like that to go with their aesthetic. It's gone very vampiric for obvious reasons with the VENTHYR, and with the gargoyles on the shoulder pads, that gives it a bit more of a boom towards like, we are definitely VENTHYR. There is no way about it. Like, yeah, we definitely are. And I like the aesthetic along with the helmet, with the wings that are actually going into the actual helmet, so to speak, in all honesty. It's pretty damn cool, and yeah, you can definitely tell it's going to be a VENTHYR themed armor set, and yeah, it looks pretty damn awesome, and I would definitely like to see my paladin in this, especially with that helmet. The helmet looks pretty damn awesome. It reminds me of something from Warhammer. If you guys ever used to play the Undead in Warhammer, there is a helmet that's kind of like this. I'll try and find an image right now from like Melchior on Winged Nightmare, I believe the actual guy is called, and it kind of reminds me of that type of a style, so to speak. And yeah, overall this is by far my favourite set so far, and we're only on number two, so we've still got a way to go. Now coming in at number three, we have the NECROLORD set from MALDRAXXUS, and this one is, as you would expect, very Scourge-like, a lot of bones and a lot of horns with some soul essence flying around with it. Not overly too impressed with this one, to be honest. It's more or less kind of, yeah, it's not really my cup of tea overall. Usually I'm quite into my undead themed stuff, but the VENTHYR one just does it better than this one. Yeah, the NECROLORDs really didn't gain much from this. It's, yeah, not too good, so to speak. It seems that they've just kind of grabbed a load of different things and then just shoved it all together and just went, this is an armor set. And it seems like a bit of a rush job, like if you were to get like a pile of scrap and then stick it on you with Pritt stick or something. It's yeah, not really too impressive, so overall I'm not really too happy with that one. Now coming in at number four, we have the Night Fae, and damn man, this one looks pretty damn awesome. Especially if you are a priest or a mage, you would definitely want to use this. I'm going to use my priest on this because this is going to look awesome. Priest with Night Fae transmog gear, oh my days, that would look so cool. And just moving forward with this, it just looks absolutely incredible. I love the actual wrist pieces. Usually we don't see any really cool braces on your actual gloves, and in this one you actually do. It's kind of like the Arkenstone from like Lord of the Rings, well, the Hobbit, sorry, and yeah, it kind of reminds me of that, just being shoved into a bracer, and it looks pretty damn awesome. I do love how the tree is bending round the back of you, being your headpiece. So in all honesty, that looks pretty damn cool. It kind of reminds me of like a dream catcher. So when you were like a little kid, you had like a dream catcher or something. That looks pretty damn awesome. I definitely will be having this on my mage or my priest. Most likely my priest, because this goes quite well. So well done, Blizz, on this one. That one looks absolutely awesome. Oh damn. Now the piece de la resistance, and that is the More Raid plate armor. Oh my days, does it look cool. Seriously, this is like the epitome of badass. If you were like a PvPer and you want to look totally scary as hell, if you're a paladin or a warrior, just have this set. It looks awesome. It's got the metal spikes, it's got like a demonic face on it, and I always go with the demonic faces, especially with like my warlocks and that, but this is a plate set, so it can go on my paladin, my death knight, and my warrior. So this is going to be awesome. It looks so cool. It definitely shows that you are like a blood guard or something, and yeah, definitely something that I am looking forward to. If you can actually just look at the bracers once again, it kind of tends to look somewhat like the Horde logo. Yes, I can see a bit of aesthetic going on with that one there, and it kind of looks like a demon. It kind of looks like there's a demon inside your shoulder pads that go into spikes, and this is totally encapsulating like the jailer and all that stuff. And to be honest, I love this because it looks like you are a demon from the netherworld, and you were just like this massive beast of a creature that's just going to completely destroy people. And yeah, definitely I'm going to make a note of this right now because I am having that on my paladin. Now coming in at number 6 is the More Raid once again, but this is the cloth armor set. Now this one looks pretty damn cool. There's skulls in your shoulder pads. It kind of looks kind of blank on some bits. I don't know what's going on with the bottom half. Like, it looks like he doesn't have any trousers, but the top half looks cool. The top half looks good. The bottom half doesn't look awesome. Doesn't look really that good. The shoes does not really match the legs and the up to the waist. It just doesn't match at all. I think you might want to add like a robe or something into that, because that doesn't really go at all. But going along with this, I kind of like this. They're still going with the spike aesthetic. The helmet, however, kind of reminds me of how Sauron in Lord of the Rings looks like with his helmet. And yeah, this is definitely something to bear in mind, especially if Sauron's actually known as the Necromancer. I know we're talking about something completely different. You could actually make an RP set with this to make yourself pretend to be the Necromancer for Sauron. But yeah, loving the skulls inside the shoulder pads. Kind of looks like that you've bound spirits to your shoulders and they're just constantly watching people. It'd be really cool if there's an effect that they do tend to move like as your head does towards the character you are targeted to. That would be pretty damn cool overall. Now coming in at the next one at number 7 is the Castle NATHRIA Raid, and this is the male set, and it is the incomplete version, so take this one with a pinch of salt. Now this one looks pretty damn awesome overall because this is the male set. It tends to remind me of more of a shaman-esque type theme, especially with like the bits of wooden stakes attached to it and all that stuff. It just shouts shaman to me, and definitely something a shaman would wear, especially like a corrupted shaman. Yeah, it looks pretty damn awesome. So moving along with this, there's definitely a skull with a stake in its head. So obviously they've run over to the VENTHYR, they've cut off one of their heads and staked it into their shoulders, going, you mess with me, you're going to end up like this bloke here. And we're just going to call him Jeffrey because, yeah, hello Jeffrey on my shoulder. But overall, I tend to like the shoulder pads. I'm not too keen on the rest of the stuff on it. But it does shout Shaman for me. Now this is another one from the Castle NATHRIA raid, and this is the leather set, and this is the incomplete version as well. This one's probably going to be a quick one to review because there is not much to talk about because it is the incomplete version, and to be honest, you could probably, it just kind of reminds me of Gilneas-esque wardrobe, so to speak. So yeah, Gilneas-y inspired, I presume. Moving on to weapons, and we are now on the REVENDRETH daggers. Now there are different types of colours for this, but I've chosen my favourite ones, of course, to showcase because I like different ones. And yeah, this one looks pretty damn awesome. Kind of blood inspired. Obviously you can definitely see that there is the bat wings or the vampire-esque wings attached to the blades, and then, well, attached to the bottom of the blade, and then makes its way up into like kind of like a stake-esque thing. I do love the purple gem within the pommel out of the actual weapon, and it looks pretty damn awesome with that. If it didn't have that, it wouldn't equal into a nice blade. And to be honest, for the Shadowlands Alpha, that looks pretty damn awesome overall. Going into this one, I've actually started theorising about this one at number 10, which is the ORIBOS fishing pole. Please, for the love of God, someone, please tell me there's going to be a massive fishing thing like in Legion. Please, because I love the fishing profession, and yeah, please. The ORIBOS fishing pole looks like you're going to pull up like souls from the depths, and please, just do it. Just do like a massive quest line, make this one like a legendary item and hide it away, and only the best of the best can get it. Like kind of like you have to complete every single fishing achievement. That would be amazing, and then you can get it. But something like that. This thing cannot be easy to get hold of. I love it. It is an awesome fishing pole, and I want it. But I want to be able to work for it to get it, so to speak. That looks pretty damn awesome, and it is definitely my favourite thing of all of them. I saw this last night and I completely freaked out because I was like, is this going to be like is this going to be like the artifact fishing pole from Legion? We don't know, but please just let it be like an artifact or a legendary or something super hard to get a hold of, because this looks damn awesome and it deserves a massive quest line in order to get a hold of. In at number 11 we have the ARDENWEALD staff. Now this is kind of like spider-esque, so to speak, mixed with fairy god type inspired colours. And yeah, it looks pretty damn awesome. It kind of like looks like a twig that you've just left in the woods and let spiders stick stuff to it. It's got a bit of moss growing on it and hanging off. It's definitely themed around something to do with a druid, or maybe at a push a priest or a mage. Definitely not for anything else. That would not go with a warlock. Warlock should be VENTHYR. And yeah, it's a cool item, no doubt, but it wouldn't be. It's not really too appealing for anything other than a druid, I would say. It's pretty damn cool. I do like how they've got like some sort of ammonite in the middle of the center of the staff, and that looks pretty cool, with the bit of leather or something along those lines to actually cover up the actual staff's handle and then be able to use that. But other than that, let's get on to the last few models, which is at number 12 is the Claw model. Now there was no actual given name for this, so I just called it the Claw model. And then yeah, this looks pretty damn awesome. This is definitely VENTHYR inspired, and at this moment in time I am in love with the VENTHYR. I probably will be rolling VENTHYR, just saying, because I like the aesthetic. I don't care if it's good for my class. I want those transmog sets. But yeah, we've got like 10 characters max level, so we can then power level them as fast as possible and get into all of the covenants. But aside from that, this is most definitely VENTHYR, and I love it. I love it. because there's like a blood essence all around the claws. Just, it's awesome. Is probably the best way of describing it. Which brings me on to the other version of the model, which is another coloration of this, and that is the claw model number 2. Now this is definitely VENTHYR once again, but this is kind of like a gilded VENTHYR. Like, this is like, you are the god of the VENTHYRs. Kind of like if the original claw model, which we showed just a second ago, met the Zandalari, and they both collaborated to make a cool weapon for like a god king or something. Definitely for something for that. Maybe Muzala will use them. I don't know. That would be pretty cool though. Yes, definitely something like if you were part of the Royal Guard for the VENTHYR or something to that effect. This would be definitely something you would want to use, or use as an aesthetic way. And definitely, once again, with the gem, it's perfectly positioned and just looks pretty damn awesome, especially with that vampiric skull right at the top of those claws. But other than that, guys, that is my rundown of the latest models from the Shadowlands Alpha. What do you think on all of this stuff? What is your favourite? What don't you like? What do you like? Other than that, guys, have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow.